So David, Ground to Grub, what does it mean to you as a project?
Well, I think it's a very important project because the people with disabilities have really got a lot out of it from the growing aspect, but preparation is the most important of every growing avenue.
Great. And what's been the impact on people that have been involved with the project?
I think their mental health has got better, their social skills have got better. I think their coordination of from and the seed and planting has just got superb.
Yeah. And how does it link into the kitchen? So in terms of also growing space?
With growing space, we and Lynn worked hand in hand. So the produce that was produced, the boys would take it up to her and she would cook dinners out of it. It could be anything from soups to a cooked dinner, any salads. We had a lot of salad stuff through the thing. As simple as that, really.
Great. And the future for the project?
If the future is everything needs funding.
Yeah.
But it hasn't got to be a great deal of funding. It's just got to be enough to give people a chance to get on the map.
So Lynn, it's good to meet you. And Ground to Grub, yeah? Just talk me through about the project and what's been good about it.
What's been good about it is the people next door with learning disabilities are growing the items from seed. Fantastic polytunnel, fantastic gardens, well maintained. They're cutting the items, bringing them to me, I'm washing them and cooking them to use in everyday meals that we use in the kitchen to serve to the public.
Right. So what skills are they having from all this? What are they gaining
well,
from
they're gaining obviously the knowledge of what's growing, what nutrients are from, because we explain that as they bring them up to me.
Yeah.
What nutrients are in there, what they've been put into. So if they've been beetroot up for a chutney, I'll tell them what the beetroot chutney is, and then they can taste it once it's cooked. So they get the experience then. But Ground to Grub project with the guys from Able that came into the kitchen with myself, learned food hygiene. They did smoothies the one week, which they thoroughly enjoyed because it's practicing cutting and chopping skills and peeling skills. Really, a lot of these people live independently, so they need this and they're living on microwave meals. Well, if they learn a little bit about a smoothie and the nutrients from that, they learned a lot about the nutritional value of fruit and veg. A lot of the stuff obviously was from down the bottom, was done the following week for soups. So they learned what they picked, what was in it, how good it was nutritional wise, and how to chop and make the soup out of that at the end product. And they absolutely loved the end product, and they got a certificate then, which I designed myself, to give them a bit of notability about noticing what they've done.
So Sabrina, what's been great about this project and the grant from the Torfaen Community Food Fund?
So it's helped us massively deliver food out to the community. So we've delivered surplus using the boxes that you've provided. So picking up the surplus from the different stores and then delivering it out to the food shares, so that's been really helpful. And at Christmas, the cool bags and the aprons and the knives and the everything helped keep things warm and helped to deliver the hot food out to people on Christmas Day. And also the insurance, I wouldn't be able to have any of the volunteers without any insurance, so it's all been very good.
Brilliant. So where have you got to now?
So we've got to the point where we've had our food inspection. And we're getting to the point of training the volunteers to then cook with the surplus. So at some point soon, hopefully we can start cooking and providing meals for the community as well as just the fresh ingredients.
Also, you've got plans to have a cafe here, is that right?
Yeah, so the cooking the surplus, it means that we can have a pay-as-you-feel cafe. So those that don't have that much money or limited amount of money, they can pay what they feel for the food. So it's not, they don't feel like it's charity and stuff. But also, if they haven't got cooking facilities at home, if their gas has gone off or something like that, they can come here and have a hot meal. So yeah,
brilliant.
That's our aim anyway.
Good luck for the future.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. So Jan, this grant you've had via RCDF, what has that meant for Bethel Chapel?
It's meant everything. Without that grant, this chapel would no longer be in existence. The roof would have come in, we'd have been probably condemned, and that would have been disastrous for us as a membership and Blenavon as a community.
So on the word community, who's coming into the building now? Who's actually using it?
The community, it's seemed to be thriving lately. Since after COVID and we've reopened this chapel, we've had quite a few organisations wanting to use it. We have the Over 50s Forum who want to use it on a monthly basis, Blenavon Camera Club on a weekly basis. We have Ladies Choir on a weekly basis, Horticultural Society, as and when necessary, but usually on a monthly basis, as the Over 50s Forum on a monthly basis. Women's Fellowship haven't come back as yet because some of those are elderly and they want to wait a little bit long before they feel safe to coming in. We also have a new group called Blenavon Youth Strategy team, which we are working with the community police officers and safety officers to try and encourage young people off the streets. They don't all come into the chapel and the schoolroom, but it's used as a meeting place for trustees and board members.
So going forward, what are going to be your future priorities?
Future priorities as a church are having some new windows, a new door, getting it all painted, and hopefully reopening as a church. I'd like to think Easter next year. That would be brilliant. Obviously, there's still a lot of work to be done. Still, we have to rely on finances and donations, but it's not for the want of trying and the hard work and the support we've had of officers who've managed the project, local community, and people who have worked with the grant and the Welsh Government officers. A big thank you.
So Les, you as a part of the Money of Mine Commoners group, how has the rural money helped you in the last few years in terms of managing the uplands?
The first lot of money that they gave us was a very small amount of money to do very specific work, protect the footpaths with big stones and the little jobs like that. Yeah. And a little bit of spraying of the bracken. That was our first project. It was only £15,000 for all of it. Yeah. But it was very much appreciated by the people around it. And because we'd carried out that work good, we came in to the upland scheme, where we had money for mowing heather, restoring ponds, making the bogs good again. Yeah. But the only problem we've come up with, that was very good to have that, but the problem we've came up with now is maintenance. Yeah. They don't put any money aside for maintenance.
So that's a future priority for you?
Yeah, I mean, you do this work and you go back up and you perhaps see a pond knocked about, rubbish dumped in it, and you think, well, okay, you can go and empty it, but perhaps the banks need redoing or a little bit of replanting around the side of it. And it would have been nice if a maintenance budget could have been set aside.
So one target you've had has been around heather lamb.
Yes, that's what we came up with.
Do you want to explain about that story?
Yeah.
And where you've got to and what you want to achieve?
Well, originally, heather lamb, we've always known about the different flavour of it, the different taste. And whenever we ever got lambs for ourselves in our decrease, we always slaughtered the heather lambs. The lambs that graze the heather all summer. And the wimbly bushes, well, it flavours the meat.
Yeah.
Like, it's important to us, and I think it's becoming more important now to the public as time goes on.
Yeah.
Because a couple of years ago, you wouldn't mention flavour, all they were on about the tender or fat content or whatever. And I think what they don't really realise, if you haven't got fat, you haven't got no flavour anyway.
No.
You've got to have some fat.
Yeah.
So I think they're learning that now as well.
Yeah.
But the flavour is so important, and a lot of these top chefs now are looking for flavour.
Yeah.
Which we think we can produce off the heather and the wimbly bushes. And we got an abundance of sheep which graze that in the summer months. And in the autumn we would have a lot of that sort of land available.
So how has the lag helped you in terms of trying to frame that idea? How has the lag helped you in terms of...
Well, funding-wise, they supported us with that. They supported us through Deanne.
Tracy.
And Tracy Marsh.
Yeah.
I think to do it as on our own as farmers, we wouldn't achieve it.
Yeah.
You know, we'd get bogged down with the paperwork and the legislation and all that. So we would need a bit of guidance, which we've been grateful for, and we haven't got there yet, really, by a long way.
Yeah.
We're still plumbing away at it. We're doing different things now. We had different testing and what have you through Deanne.
Yeah.
So we're hoping that'll show good results.
What is that testing doing?
Deanne has given it to, I think it's in Cardiff, like a panel of chefs, and they're going to assess it on for its tenderness and taste.
Wow.
And they're going to compare it with ordinary lamb.
Okay.
But we haven't had the results back of that yet, Chris.
So Les, if that comes back positive, if that comes back in terms of the taste and the tenderness, what happens next?
Well, we need to get back around the interested group of farmers, and that's not just off this common, there's off one of the commons in Bromell, the commons in Glenhaven. A lot of people expressed an interest in this, and we need to get back around them to assess the need. That's going to be a big thing, to assess the need and to assess when, so that we can have a timetable on it. But I really would like to see it come into the local restaurants, you know, so it's not just going to the butchers at the market.
And I think the problem we got, Chris, is that to encourage those farmers, they'll have to be financially rewarded, and they'll have to see more money coming for their other lamb.
Yeah.
And the problem we got now, probably for short term,
Yeah.
is the ordinary lamb has gone dear anyway.
Yeah.
So to put money on top of that again is not an easy for the moment. But
is it affordable? Yeah.
Well, is it affordable? Exactly.
Yeah.
But we never expected the lamb to go as dear as it did, especially like in Europe and what have you.
Yeah. Yeah.
The lamb now is £6 a kilo.
Yeah.
That's what the farmers get.
Yeah.
So at the moment, the farmers are comfortable with the lamb prices at the minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
We thought the bottom was going to drop out of it, didn't we?
well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
When we left Europe, we thought the bottom was going to drop out of it, which has gone completely opposite. But I can still see further forward, and we're going to, you know, we need something, and we need to set this up if we can.
Yeah.
Going forward, I think so.
Great.
And we need more help if we can have it. We need more help.